Today we're going to make some pie crust. If you do any baking, you should have a go-to recipe, and this one is mine. First, you're going to need a few things. I like to use the pastry flour rather than the all-purpose, but either one will work. Salt, some chilled butter, and then we're going to use some ice water. So let's get into it. We're going to need 2.5 cups of all-purpose or pastry flour. I particularly like the pastry flour. It tends to be a little bit more flaky. We're going to need 1 cup, that's 2 sticks of chilled butter. If you do this ahead of time, just make sure that you throw it back in the fridge to make it chilled. We're going to cube it up. It doesn't take long for this to get warmed up, so do make sure that it is chilled before you add it to your flour. Life is short, buy the good butter. Then just a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Incorporate that. Next we're going to add in our chilled butter. Now I plan on making some apple pie with this, so I am going to sweeten it up with 1 tablespoon of sugar. But if you're doing a savory meat pie, this is not necessary. Once again, we're just going to kind of incorporate all of that. Here is my cubed, chilled butter. Do make sure it's chilled. You'll see many people use a fork or some type of device to mix all this together. What we're trying to do is we're trying to keep this chilled, and you want the clumps. Well, it's kind of mashed in here. You want the clumps in your flour. So you can either use a tool, a kitchen tool. The problem is that this butter is chilled. It's pretty hard, so you're gonna struggle. What I prefer to do is just work quickly. So you want to have basically kind of a clumpy, floury bits, and then we're gonna start adding in ice water. I have a 1/2 cup here. We will not use all of it. Work quickly, and if you have to, you can take this whole thing and throw it into the fridge just to chill everything up again. Once you have the butter pretty much broken up, then we'll start to add in our ice water. Now that our butter is all kind of broken up, there's no real big chunks here. I would have liked to have worked a little bit quicker. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop it back into the freezer or the fridge, either way, just for a little bit. Have that tighten up a little bit, and then we're going to add in ice water. Now that our butter is all mixed together, it's still nice and chilled. What we're going to do is slowly add in water, ice water. Make sure it's super cold because we want to keep that butter together. And they say add in about a tablespoon at a time. You don't have to be precise, but all you're really looking for is for the dough to come together. You will not use this full 1/2 cup. It's going to take somewhere between a 1/3 of a cup to a 1/2 cup. I've never used the entire 1/2 cup. You just want to have extra ready to go. My countertop is nice and clean, so I'm going to dump it here. I'm going to push this together into a disc. And that's looking pretty good. Let's see, I didn't use near that 1/2 cup. Probably use something like a 1/4. If I haven't told you already, get your cling wrap, saran wrap. Pretty much ready to go. Let me form this a little bit better. After we have this relatively formed into a disc, we're going to pop this guy right back into the fridge, and do it for at least an hour. I like to do mine maybe overnight, 3-4 hours. You want this nice and firm.
Now I'm sure you're saying to yourself, really? That's it? No B-roll, no outro, no farewell? Well, yeah, it's just pie crust. What am I gonna do? Just cook pie crust? You'll have to check out the apple pie recipe video. Click on the link below, look around for it. It's on my channel. But here's a little preview of that. Out of this recipe, you're gonna get 2 normal size 9-inch pies from this recipe. Personally, I made the little handheld turnover type things. They ended up being quite large, about half the size of a pie. But yeah, whatever works for you. Do check out my other pie making video, see how that all turns out. Let me know if you like this video by giving me a good old thumbs up. And if you have a variation, do let me know down in the comments below. And as always, till next time, stay relaxed, keep on living.